I've been making YouTube videos for a long time. My channel's not that large, around 25,000 subscribers. About a year ago, I decided that I wanted to make videos talking about something I'm very passionate about, which is audio, music, and gear, something I really enjoy. And I've always tried to avoid all the YouTube drama stuff. I just have. It's just not in me to do that. But nonetheless, GR Research put out a video that I felt that I had to respond to. And that is, it was called Calling Out the Reviewers. And GR Research is a company based in Texas. They sell speakers, speaker kits, modifications for speakers, I think cables, drivers. And he makes videos about modifying speakers, etc. And Danny Ritchie, I've watched the number of his videos. It's quite interesting. He's a very brilliant guy. But he wanted to make this video. And I think the idea was, why doesn't he send his speakers to the reviewers? And his hypothesis is that most reviewers, online reviewers, simply aren't qualified to judge his speakers based on their lack of experience and their lack of reference systems and specially treated sound for their rooms. And he made an offer for you to come to Texas and he will educate you on how to listen. And yeah, so it's sort of, I felt it went off the rails a little bit. Now I'll explain to you why. Danny's been at this a long time. And he had experience with trade shows, and he would go to trade shows and they would review his stuff. And then the magazine would come back and go, hey, for 5 figures, we'll run 6 months worth of advertising plus your review. He felt that was, I think they call it pay to play. Some of the writers he felt were great writers, beautiful writers, but not very good reviewers. He also noticed that he felt, he mentioned that some of the gear they would review would show up on like AudioGone or something like that. They were actually selling the gear, making money that way too. And that didn't sit well with him. Okay. But then he went on how YouTube was a game changer. The whole pay-to-play thing was over. It was democratized. And now you have a whole new generation getting exposed to audio. There's a lot of older audiophiles out there, and a lot of younger people haven't really been exposed to it. And now there's young reviewers coming online. But Danny feels that they're just not qualified. I think it's, a little bit about why doesn't he send review units to these reviewers? Again, doesn't feel like they're qualified. Well, what does that mean? Well, too many of them are reviewing budget systems. He called out a YouTuber by the name of Zero Fidelity, Sean there, not by name, but by insinuation, because I've watched his live streams and that kind of thing. You can sometimes see a bed. It's like a bedroom that he works out of. But he didn't call him out by name. But he talks about how the younger reviewers are reviewing budget gear and possibly even trying to sell it to make money. They don't have treated rooms. They don't have the reference systems. They're just not ready. So the invite was sent to come down to Texas and you can learn. According to Danny, he's got one of the best sounding systems in the country, maybe the world. I don't know. But you can learn from him. He'll teach you what to listen for so you can be a qualified reviewer. Then he called out by name 3 different reviewers. First was the channel Vinyl Attack with Chris, and I've watched some of his videos. Very articulate. He's doing a great job. Seems to be very trustworthy. I have no issue with Chris whatsoever. I don't have an issue with any of the reviewers that he called out. The next was Audioholics Gene, oh gosh, I hope I don't screw up his name, Della Sala. He called him out. Now, I do want to mention that in the beginning, before he called him out by name, he said, I'm calling him out, but not for the reason you think. Rather, they should come to Texas, hang out. They'd be a lot of fun to hang out with, spend a few days, and that's what he said. And he was very highly complimentary of Chris at Vinyl Attack. He was complimentary of Gene at Audioholics. And then he finally called out Andrew Robinson. I think somewhere in a video he did with New Record Day, he mentioned about the hardwood floors and blank walls, etc., which I think might have been referencing the environment in which Andrew Robinson tested stuff. And then he invited him down there. But here's the interesting part. At the very end of that, he mentions, come down and learn. All right? That just didn't set well with me. I read through the comments of his video. A lot of people were saying this is nonsense. It's an elitist approach. There were others who said felt he was spot on. And I just wanted to share with you just some opinions. First off, I'm very proud of the work that's being done by these folks. You're introducing a whole new world of entertainment, of value to younger generations. There's between Chris and Andrew and people like Steve Guttenberg and Sean at Zero Fidelity. And these people are a wealth of information. They've been around this stuff for many, many, many years. And for the younger reviewers, he's talking about budget stuff. Not everybody can afford, $20,000 speakers, $15,000 amplifiers. You can spend no one has ever said in order to have a reference system, you need this product, this product, this product, and this product. All right. I mean, I feel I have a good, affordable system that I can use to evaluate some gear with, right? I mean, I've got a Fluence RT85 turntable, a Yamaha AS501 integrated amplifier, NAD C538 CD player. So, I've got the sources, and I think it's good quality, but I didn't spend tens of thousands of dollars on it. If I'm reviewing a source like a CD player, an amp, a DAC, or whatever, I use headphones. Those, the specially treated room, I get that for speakers. Yes. I think an analogy, and I think what Danny was trying to say, use this analogy for a second. Let's say you're a car reviewer, but you limit your reviews to driving around town. And then I send you over a Lamborghini, right? You're not going to be able to appreciate what a Lamborghini can really do because around town is not what that car was ever designed. That wasn't the purpose as a passenger car. Okay, you need to have a test track and the equipment and everything to get the most out of what a Lamborghini was designed to. So maybe that's not the best analogy in the world, but it's one I come up with. But look, I personally believe in making videos. Most of the gear I review is stuff I bought, number one. If I do receive a review item to keep, I let people know. I have to notify you in the video, and I do that. If I use an affiliate link, let's talk about pay to play for just a second. I don't have Patreon. I've never done a paid review, ever. I have received product for free to keep. However, I've never actually sold it if I didn't need it or didn't want to hang on to it. Rather, I donate it to charity or to a family member. I've never sold it to make money. I never have done that. Now, I've got some personal gear that I have bought and paid for that I'm getting ready to sell in the near future, but no, that's just not how I roll. He insinuated that, Danny kind of insinuated that some YouTubers, some reviewers, ask for the review equipment in order to sell it at a later time. And so in a way, indirect way, that's pay to play. Maybe they're not paying you a a fee to make the video, but they're letting you keep a expensive piece of equipment that you can turn around and sell and make money that way. And maybe there are some people that do that. I'm not one of them, and I don't suspect most reputable people do that. As I understand, like take Steve Guttenberg, one of my favorite audiophiles out there. I understand that it's a big deal about returning stuff. I don't think he's got a limited amount of space. He doesn't want this stuff. He wants to review it, give you an honest opinion, send it back. When I approach audio companies, and again, I'm just I'm about a year into this, and I'm just now reaching out to some audio companies, and I'm telling them, I do not charge for reviews. I do not want to keep the product, right? I just want as a loaner. I'm even willing to give you my credit card in case I don't return it. That's just me. I'm not in this to do that, right? It's the fun, it's the joy. If I make a little bit of money, great. I do believe that you should be paid for the work you do, not necessarily paid to make a positive video. That I don't believe in. But sure. But I think Danny overestimates how much money you make off of Google or off of the AdSense. It's not much. So a lot of us are doing this because it's something we enjoy, we want to talk about, we want to share with our people who subscribe and watch our videos. It's not really anything to do with the profit motive. I'm sure there are some that probably are. And maybe they've got some kind of business model set up. But you know what? Ultimately, most people in the real world, in real world reviews, do not have treated rooms. They don't have high-end reference systems. They're buying stuff at Best Buy or they're buying it on Amazon or whatever. And so they're depending on online reviews a lot in order to kind of get an idea. But remember, if you use my affiliate link and you don't like it, send it back. I didn't make a dime. There is no benefit for me to use puffery on a product that you're just going to return. So, Danny, I agree with in general, I agree with you as far as certain types of reviews. I should say I understand exactly where you're coming from. I feel you, I do. But please bear in mind that 99% of people who buy audio gear, whether it's AV receivers, DAX amps, speakers, whatever, they're going to put them into an untreated room, maybe a living room, a bedroom, a spare room, and that's the experience that they're going to get. They may not even know about sound treatment for a room. They may not even have a clue, about bass traps and all this other stuff, right? This is as good as it's going to get. So how does this gear sound in that kind of environment, right? Because that's how most people are going to do it. I have been around high-end audio. I've been around audio gear since the 70s. I've heard many systems. I've got the benefit of experience when there was a lot of different audio shops, a ton of different audio shops. And I could go in and listen to Ohm speakers. I could listen to Magna planners. I could listen to Dahlquist, just name a few. There were many different speakers, Carver, Hagel, a lot of this stuff. And not so much anymore. COVID kind of put the kibosh on things. And quite frankly, I'm located quite a distance from audio shops. But I do hope to attend some shows in the near future as things get back to normal. So, Danny, I get what you're trying to say. I don't think it was the right approach. I don't think that reviewers need to come to Texas where you educate them. I definitely don't feel people like Andrew Robinson needs educated at all on there under the pretense of fun. But that is your opinion, that's your right. And that's all I really have to say on the subject. Bruce Naylor, your Boomer Consumer. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.